According to the news, literally anything posted online is a social media trend, and they'll say things like this are a trend.
It's the latest social media challenge raising safety concerns. People riding on an upside-down folding table tied to a moving vehicle.
Or this.
Reports of a disturbing new social media challenge has prompted one Ocean County school district to issue a warning. Don't urinate on school property. Our Jim Murdoch is in Barnegat Township.
Or even this. So today I'm reacting to some of the weirdest social media trends the news says are happening when in reality they're not trends at all. So if you like this type of content, leave me a like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. And after each of these trends, let me know if you guys have ever heard of these before.
Police issuing a concerning safety alert today. They say kids are following a social media trend that could quickly turn disastrous. It's called the Angel of Death Challenge.
The Angel of Death Challenge? Are we dead ass?
A trend where people jump in front of a moving truck, hoping that it stops before hitting them. Bolton police say they've seen local.
I'm sorry, but what trend is this? Who made this trend? I have never seen this trend online, but if you're dumb enough to try and even do this trend where you jump in front of a moving car, you low-key deserve to get hit, okay? Because why would you ever think this would be a good idea? You should know from like the age of 6 years old, hey, don't jump in front of a moving car. And I hate to sound insensitive, but like, maybe some kids are just stupid, okay? I don't know. I mean, if a car is driving 40, 50, 60 miles an hour, it's probably not a good idea to jump in front of them because they're not gonna stop. But they'll stop once they hit you, but not before then. And you know, I always try and think back to my childhood. I couldn't imagine if my friends were like, yo, let's go jump in front of moving cars and see if they don't hit us, see if they stop in time. I couldn't imagine. I think I would probably hit my own friend with a car if they suggested that. Like, why are we blaming social media instead of these dumb teenagers and kids who are just running in front of moving cars? I mean, like, why would you think that's a good idea? All right, on to the next one.
This doorbell video shows two people doing the so-called door kick TikTok challenge in Arlington Heights. Now, we've been hearing about this for months, and police say they responded to several reports like this just this week. They are now asking parents to talk to their children about the dangers and consequences of taking part in this trend.
So is this the door kick challenge or is it the breaking and entering challenge? Because that's not a trend right there. That's not even like ding dong ditching. That is somebody trying to break someone else's door down. That's a crime right there. And like, as a kid, sure, we ding dong ditch people. We never kick down doors. Like, you know, you'd ring the doorbell, go run with your friends, maybe get chased by a dog, or like, you know, the person opens the door and you get caught. But it was all fun and games and not actually like attempted burglary. And also, with how crazy people are nowadays, trying to kick down someone's door can just lead you to getting shot or, you know, seriously hurt. Like, that is actually such a big safety issue. And I just wonder, what does the news think a trend is? Because my definition of a trend is that, you know, like at least thousands of people are doing it. I don't consider something, you know, less than 50 or 100 a trend. And I feel like for this door kick trend, I couldn't even tell you, would 50 people even be doing this? Like, I wish the news would be like, hey, these parents aren't parenting their kids. These kids, they're not using their brains. They're just doing stupid things and getting in trouble. This is not the fault of social media.
First alert to a dangerous TikTok trend that nearly killed an Horry County teen.
Our Michaela Evans joins us now in the control room with the over-the-counter medicine now being used for the wrong reasons. Michaela.
Lauren Jake, an Horry County mother, says her 13-year-old daughter suffered hallucinations at a dangerously high heart rate after admitting to using Benadryl to get high. The dangerous TikTok challenge has been around since at least 2023 when a 13-year-old in Ohio
using Benadryl to get high. Don't know how that's TikTok's fault, but okay. Because first of all, people taking over-the-counter drugs to get high or whatever, that's not new because of social media. People have been doing that since like the 70s, 80s, 90s. Like when my parents were kids, people were doing that. So I don't understand how this is like social media's fault. I mean, I feel like this all just goes back to kids not knowing like the dangers of drugs, whatever, or parents not teaching their kids or instilling fear in their kids of, hey, you should not be doing things like this. Because when I was 13 years old, I knew you take Benadryl when you're having allergies or an allergic reaction. You don't take it just to get high. Like, I learned that in school and whatnot, but my parents also taught me that. They were like, yo, we do not do drugs in this house. You're not gonna do anything like that. So you only take medicine when you need it. And once again, this is the fault of the parents and the kids. This is not social media's fault. Because with how the news reacts to all these things, we could blame social media for every single problem in this world. For all the wars, for all the people who are hungry, for the people who are homeless. You could blame social media for everything when it's just not true. And I feel like blaming social media is the biggest cop-out, especially for older people who don't even like social media. It's just so easy for them to say it, and then for some reason every news article just like runs with it. All right, last one.
What is the viral social media trend known as chroming?
yeah, see, once again, the word viral, what do they mean by that, all right? Like, how many people, how many views, how many videos are we talking about when it's viral?
Chroming refers to the inhaling of toxic chemicals inside common household products. It can lead to brain damage and heart attacks. It's called chroming because
No, okay, see, I'm not gonna let them do this. This actually has been around forever, all right? People, they used to sniff paint, they used to sniff air fresheners. This has been around way before social media, and we're not gonna blame social media for this, all right? Because I'm sorry, as a kid, if you're stupid enough to think, oh, I should inhale cleaning products, you know, oh, I wanna get high, I wanna inhale my air freshener, you know, my Lysol, what are you thinking? Like, you are just not processing information how you need to be. I know the news will never blame kids for stuff like this, but they really should, okay? Because at 13, 14 years old, you should know better than to inhale cleaning products. Like, if I saw somebody online burn their hand because they touched a really hot stove, and then later that day, I turned on my stove and I placed my hand on it and I burned my hand, would that be social media's fault, or would that be my own fault because I'm doing something that I know is going to hurt me? Even if you somehow didn't know that, you know, a hot stove would burn you, your parents should have instilled in you, hey, don't touch the stove. You don't play around with that type of stuff. But also, you know, as a teenager, you should know better. So I don't understand this, like, you know, weird, like, relationship the news has with blaming things on social media. I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me. So now that you've seen all these trends, let me know, have you guys ever heard of these before? And also, have you ever done them before? Because I really hope not, but if you have, please don't do them anymore. Because I've never seen these trends before. I've never heard of them until I saw news stories about them. So maybe I'm just out of touch, or maybe the news just likes to blame everything on social media instead of the kids and the parents. Who knows? But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all later.